As a Westerner, we've just returned from a trip to the east, to Tokyo in Japan to be exact, a mega city which is headed towards cyberpunk that has an incredibly efficient train system and toilets that can wash your tenders for you. One of the best things we can do in our lives is to, on occasion, get out of our routines that establish reoccurring patterns, to see how things can be done differently. Travel experiences, or experiences interacting with others from other cultures, are some very effective ways to do this. In order to see what things in your personal routine, otherwise called patterns, are working well or which ones can be improved by seeing the ways other individuals or cultures do things which may differ. We are an American and we very much like America, South and North, the United States being one part of that combination of countries from two continents. And we'll never forget the time we first got to a hotel room in Australia, working there briefly on a project, and we couldn't figure out how to turn the lights on in the hotel room. We realized that we needed to put our hotel room key card into a slot by the entrance door to the room to prove to the room that we were there and then the lights can turn on, which is an obvious way of saving energy by not letting occupants leave their lights on unnecessarily when out and about. And upon returning home to any major city in the US, we would then see quite a few lights on in high-rise buildings that have entire floors of their lights left on unnecessarily at night when no one is up there working. An obvious waste of resources, including money, because at that time this feature wasn't a thing in the US, but we have now seen it being adapted here, surely influenced by its initial uses overseas. Pattern breaks refer to intentional disruptions or changes in habitual thought patterns, behaviors, or routines. They are often used in various contexts such as therapy, intellectual development, persuasion, and communication to interrupt automatic responses and encourage new perspectives and behaviors. Therapists are essentially professional negative pattern identifiers and breakers who help clients interrupt negative thought patterns or emotional cycles or break destructive or unproductive behavioral patterns. This can involve surprising actions or questions that disrupt the patient, client, student's usual mental patterns, prompting them to think differently, such as someone trying to quit smoking who is required to change their routine drastically to avoid triggers. Anyone speaking in front of an audience for an extended period who's not making it a snore fest will also use pattern breaks to capture attention or change the direction of a conversation. This can involve unexpected pauses, changes in tone, or asking unexpected questions. One crucial element to truly evolving or improving oneself, and this gets into more esoteric psychology, is becoming conscious of things that you had not previously been conscious of. This is why it's important to have good teachers in life, at various levels, at various times. Because when you are not conscious of something, you have no idea what you're missing. And once an outside source helps show you that, and you are willing to listen to it and see it and become conscious of it, you have leveled up in the school of life. But you need outer teachers, and surely sometimes inner teachers from something like a meditation, for example, in order to do that. By breaking away from what have become conventional thinking patterns at both individual and societal levels, solutions arise that wouldn't otherwise arise from preset standard approaches. So pattern breaks are crucial in creativity and innovation overall, are tools used to disrupt existing inferior patterns of thought or behavior in order to facilitate superior change, insight, or personal growth. Since our documentaries can take years to make, these insights were created with the goal of us being in front of camera, providing you more consistent content. They are independently made and often feel for us like throwing a Kleenex into the Grand Canyon alone while surrounded by tumbleweeds. So if you find value in these shorter insights, please do the usual things that favor the ghost in the machine algorithms. We never run any ads, so also consider navigating over to our overarching website, nilesheckman.org, where you can acquire our longer form content such as our films or narrated essays bundled in volumes, or even become an annual member for a very modest fee. Cheers for watching and/or listening.